I'm so excited to be back. Oh my gosh. Wow. Saka fete Quxxn J Fam, welcome back to my channel. Oh my gosh, this is my first video after 6 months. So guys, I'm just happy to be back. Now in this video, as you read the title, I'll just be telling you like what I've been up to, like what I've been doing, like why didn't I post. I started YouTube in June and I post for a month and that was it. So let's just go right back to what happened. Sis, where did you disappear to? So okay, so back to July when I stopped posting. That's when I moved out of Toronto and I moved to Gatineau. Now the reason why I moved out of Toronto is because I wasn't getting a job. So I would reach out to my lecturers, program coordinator, and like my program coordinator would reach out to me a couple times, and the last time she reached out to me she was like, I believe your best bet is looking for something out of the city of Toronto because of the way things are now due to the pandemic. So I'm like, okay. My brother had just moved to Canada earlier that year, so I'm like, okay, maybe if I go stay by him. He lived in a different city called Ottawa. I'm like, maybe if I go stay by him, then I could find a job there, because I heard like things were not like bad in Ottawa as it was in Toronto. So I say, okay, like places open and stuff. So I go send out applications, and I sent out applications. I would send out 10 applications a day, and mind you, I would send out applications for managerial positions, and everybody would tell me like, Jumla, no, you cannot do that, you just left school, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what? I can be a manager. I can be a manager. Like I can't do it. But I just needed a little humbling experience to make me know that, like, first of all, you cannot be greedy, and you have to humble yourself sometimes. So that period I went through my humbling experience. I'm like, okay, you know what, I've been sending applications for managerial positions. It's not working out for me. You cannot be a manager, sis. So I just like sit back a little bit. I'm like, okay, I will start sending out like sales. So the one time I sent out a sales associate application, I got a call for a managerial position. When I tell you I got amazing, think it's joke. Like I will talk more about my job experience like later down in the video. But yes, I got a job in Ottawa at Adidas as a visual merchandising manager, and I had to move to there. So I told my brother, he made arrangements. He found me a job in Gatineau. That's like kind of close to Ottawa, but it's in the city, it's in the province of Quebec, which is French. I was really excited to go there because I am working on my French, I want to be fluent in French. So I was really excited to move to a French speaking, like, you know, city. I got there, the apartment was really affordable, like everything was nice there. So I had the entire apartment for myself. I could walk around freely, but at times you will get like really lonely, but I still enjoyed it. However, transportation to work was a nightmare. If you follow me on my Instagram or my social media, you will know how much I suffered with transportation, and it was a lot. So I had to look for an apartment closer to my workplace, even if it's like 3 times more expensive than the apartment I had in Gatineau. But I had to do it because I worked at 8 o'clock at the time, 8 to 4, and I would have to leave home at 5 o'clock to get to work for 8. And then when I leave work at 4 o'clock, I'd reach home 9:30, 10 o'clock. I would barely have time. I would like have 4 hours of sleep. So during the time I was looking for the apartment, I would like have 2 hours of sleep, because I would be, when I get home, whatever time it is, I would have to like go and look for apartments and stuff, stay up. By the time I'm ready to go to bed, in the next 2 hours I have to wake up to go get the bus, and it was a lot. But finally, I got an apartment. I got a house, and it's just been amazing. Like, I'm closer to work, I'm closer to my brother, because my brother lives in Ottawa. So when I was in Gatineau, we were like far. Living in Canada, I'm like 15 minutes away from him, so like I'm closer to my brother, my only family in Canada. And when I say family, I mean like the boy and I grew up in the same household. Like, we were living in the same house for years. So having him in Canada, having him in Canada with me while I go for that journey, like, it couldn't be nothing better. And plus, now he has a baby girl. Oh my gosh, I love my little Lily. Now he have a baby girl, and I could spend time with the baby. Like, I'm close to them, I'm not as far, so I can just come whenever I feel like coming. I can like just call him and tell him, you know, like, I want to come and chill with you all or whatever. I could spend holidays with them. Oh my gosh. All in all, I would feel like that was the best decision for me. So okay, so now let's move to VM at Adidas Ottawa. So let's go way back. When I was still in Toronto, I applied for the sales position at Adidas, and then I got a call from one of the managers there telling me that they're looking for a visual merchandising manager, and they see that I have a lot of experience in visual merchandising, so would I be interested in that? It's not a, oh yeah, the sales job was a part-time job. Now, I wasn't looking for a part-time job because I needed money. I left school, I needed money. I wasn't looking for a part-time job. But because of that little humbling experience, I say, okay, anything, I'm gonna take what I get. If God give me a way to get at least a little dollar, I'm gonna take it. So I applied for the part-time sales associate's position at Adidas, and then they called me and tell me they're looking for a visual merchandising manager. It's a full-time job. Would I be interested? And I'm like, what? Would I be interested? Like, go! But then I didn't say all that. I say, yeah, I would be interested. And then she's like, she's gonna send me to her boss, and her boss will reach out to me and whatever. The boss reached out to me, and I was still in Toronto. Now remember, I said Toronto is 5 hours away from Ottawa. So, and I had the plans to move out already. My brother got me a house, I told you all that. So I had the plans to move out already, but my brother had to come for me like in the next 2 weeks. So I wouldn't be able to like come there in time to go to the interview So I'm talking to the boss, and I'm like feeling a little nervous, because I say like I'm all the way down there, and I don't know if I can make it to the interview. But then I spoke to him, and then he's like, okay, if you cannot, I didn't tell him I was in Toronto, but I spoke to him and I said like I won't be able to make it. So he told me like, it's okay, like we can do it online. It don't have to be that you come into the store. We can do it via Teams. So I was like, oh my gosh, like this is it. I reached out to everybody, telling them to pray for me. My grandmother did a whole week of fasting and praying. Like, y'all, this was it. I sensed that this job was mine. I did a presentation. I'm like, I didn't spend so much time at school doing presentations for me not to try and incorporate something that I learned into my interview. So I did a bomb interview presentation, y'all. It was lit. So we had the interview, I presented, blah blah blah. He was really impressed. I could see on his face he was really impressed. He's like, I will call you back in the next couple of days, or you'll get a message from me. You'll get a message from me in the next couple of days, and we'll let you know. It didn't even take a couple of days. The following day in the afternoon, I got the email. I can't remember what the email said. Somehow, my congratulations, you're part of the team. As soon as I see that, y'all, mwe kuma say hele. Mwe kuma say hele. I cry, I cry, I cry, I cry, I cry. You could say something happening to me. I scream, I cry. It was just like I felt like, what's happening? I reached out to everybody, like I asked to pray for me and stuff, and I told them, your girl got the job, you know. And then it from there moving forward, it's just been amazing. I love my job. Like I always tell people, when people ask me like how's work or whatever, say yes, I love my job. Yeah, they have difficulties, like who or where don't have difficulties. They will have difficulties, but I love my job, and the fact that I'm still learning and growing, I love it. So I made a video on Instagram telling you guys to ask me some questions because I wanted to connect with y'all. So I took some of the questions and I'm gonna answer it in the video. So this segment is the Q&A segment. So these are the questions from you guys. Okay, so the first one is, what have you been up to? So I just did a video like explaining to you what I've been up to, you know, like moving from here to here to here to here, getting a job, and you know, all of that. And these things were all on my vision board. I forgot to say that. They were all on my vision board. There's a lot of things that I didn't accomplish, but I'm going to accomplish it next year. So no, you know, biggie. Like I'm not even worried about that. But the fact that I had 3 things specifically on my vision board, and then they came to existence because I was working towards it, like it just shows how much that having a plan and focusing on that specific plan, whatever it may be, is for your betterment. It helps. So yes, that's what I've been up to. On to the next question. The next question is single or taken. I wouldn't say taken. Taken sounds weird, but I'm not single. Next question is 5 top goals in life. I would say my first goal is to just build my relationship with God. I want him to be the one that I go to for everything. The second one I would say is to have a family, like to be a wife, to be a mother. I always say like I love fashion designing and whatever, and I've always dreamt about it, and it's always been one of my goals and dreams, but being a mother and a wife is top on the list for me. So after that comes fashion. So I look at myself right now as a fashion entrepreneur. So I'm not only a fashion designer. I can design, I can sew, I'm very creative, I know how to dress, I can style, I can do hair, I can do everything. I'm doing visual merchandising now. So I mean, I don't only want to limit myself to be a fashion designer. I look at myself as a fashion entrepreneur because I love business equally as I love fashion. Next question, if I have any regrets, I would say I don't think I have any regrets, because the way I look at life, it's like everything happened for a reason. Everything happened the way it happened to lead me where I am right now. Lead me to be the woman that I am and the woman I will be in the future. So I don't think I have any regrets. Like, there's nothing I could sit back and say, wow, I regret. Like, all of that caused me to be the Jamila I am today. No regrets. Next question, favorite holiday and why? Christmas is my favorite holiday, and my next video I'm going to be doing a Quxxmas. So it's basically a list of things I did for the 25 days of Christmas. So I'm going to be posting that as my next video. So yes, I love Christmas. Oh my gosh, because it just brings back a feeling that I cannot explain. Because Christmas in my family back home, we used to spend it together. Like aunties, uncles, nannies, everybody was coming together. We have exchange of gifts, we cook, we play games. It's just a nice time for me. Next question is, what persuaded you to start sewing, and what was the journey like? I would say I used to watch a TV show called Bratz. I don't know if you remember Bratz. I'll leave a picture on the screen. Bratz, they had that character named Jade. Now Jade was a fashion designer, and like everything Jade wear, it would just be so extravagant. Like I used to watch that show a lot, and then I say, oh, I want to create. I seen Jade creating, so I want to create, and then I started creating, started sewing in my hands. My grandmother showed me a lot. Love you, mumsy mom. She showed me a lot how to do certain things, how to sew. Then my grandfather gave me my first ever sewing machine at the age of 13, I think. No, I think I was 13 or 15. I can't remember, but thank you so much, Daddy Mario. So like my grandparents have a big part to play in the reason why I love sewing. So we have my grandmother that taught me how to sew. She was a seamstress in her days. My grandfather was a tailor in his days. And now, mind you, that's one different. So my mother's mother was a seamstress in her days, and my father's father was a tailor in his days. So like all how it couldn't miss me. It just couldn't miss me. So that's my story, and the journey have been amazing, from learning it at school to doing my own photo shoots and making clothing for people, working with brands. It's just been good until this break, to come to school and to learn certain things and realize that I have more than just the talent to design. I have a business mind. I want to be a fashion entrepreneur. Next question. Why did I start YouTube? YouTube have always been something that I wanted to do. Like just sharing my talent and my skills with the world and sharing with people, like that have always been something I wanted to do. One of the next questions were, why Canada? Come to New York. Okay, so I would say that the reason why I ended up going Canada is because when I was looking for schools, Canada, the school in Canada, it was close to my aunt, so I had some place to stay. So obviously that would be the wiser decision to make. It's not like I stay there and I say, oh, I want to go to Canada. I didn't really know much about Canada. But when I looked at the school, the program really intrigued me, and I was like, okay, that's it. Because I already know how to sew. Like I always say, I already know how to sew, I already know how to design. It's the business side of fashion I want to get into. So that's why I end up coming to Canada, and that's why Canada was my choice. Next question is, your hair though don't look like normal singles. So my hair, it's not normal singles, you're right. It's a new method I learned. I'm going to actually post a video of how I achieved this hairstyle. So it's a new method. It's called the individual illusion crochet braid. That's all for this video. We've come to the end. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. Like I said in my post, I will be rocking for the family in 2021. I will not do all that again and leave you all months without a video. I have great things in store, and I can't wait to share it with y'all. I have a few more videos that I have to drop. I'm going to complete them. I'm going to try to complete them before 2020 is up. So look forward to my hair tutorial, my 25 days of Christmas, 25 days of Quxxmas video. I will be dropping them really soon. Hit the notification bell so you would be reminded every time I post a video. Until next time, stay true, stay creative.